Now let us start with the assignment phone book, and the assignment statement is here. It says that write a menu driven program that will create a data file containing the list of telephone numbers in the following form. You have to maintain the list of telephone numbers with name, and the format will be like this: John and then telephone number, Ahmed and telephone number, and so on. Use a class object to store each set of data. So we have to maintain this record in a class object and access the file created and implement the following task. So basically we have to maintain all these records into a file, and we have to implement certain operations on the file so that we can perform following operations. Determine the telephone number of a specified person, right? So we should able to determine the telephone number of a specified person. So for example, if we have a specified John, we should get the telephone number. Similarly, determine the name if telephone number is known, and also update the telephone number whenever there is a change. So these two first two assignment statements are almost similar, where we can go for any one statement and similar can be implemented in the same way. And what is necessary in this assignment is you should know how to create such record in the file, how to search the record, and how to update the record. The update record is statement number 3, which says that update the telephone number whenever there is a change. So now let us think over the assignment and let us see what we need to write such assignment. So we have to, one thing is clear here, that we need to use the file to store the information. Now for file operations, we have in C++ two supported type of file operations: sequential access file and random access file. So sequential access file might be we have already seen in other assignments, where we just need to use extraction and insertion operator on file to write characters on the file that can be of variable length. But here we will require a random access file. Why we will require random access file, that we will see here. So what is exactly the random access files that we will discuss? So random access files are well suited for application which needs fast transactions, where we are required to access or retrieve the data fast. We use random access file so that randomly at any position we can access the record. So instant access application require random access file. Specified record must be located and accessed instantly, right? So this is the characteristic of random access files. Random access files allows direct access to individual record elements. So individual record elements can be accessed directly using random access file, and random access files requires the record to be fixed length. This is very important, that in random access files you have to make sure that your application writes or reads fixed length record. Your each record size should be fixed so that the individual record location can be calculated. So you have to calculate the individual record size. You have to know in advance the individual record length so that the location of a particular record you can access, right? And C++ does not impose structure on the file. It is also very important statement that C++ does not have any rule of structure in the file. What should be the record length when you are using C++ language? That is not imposed, that is not stated by C++. C++ says that you can directly open a stream to a file and you can read or write using that stream. So the application, it means your program, want to create the random access file must create such structure. It means through your application, through your program, you have to make sure that your record should have one structure. For example, you can make sure that your each record should have length of 10 bytes or 20 bytes or maybe 35 bytes. So if your one record has 35 bytes, then you can make sure that you can have two records which will take 70 bytes, right? You can have three records that can take 105 bytes. Similarly, one way to create each record is of fixed length, right? So if you want to have such random access files, you need to make sure that your each record should have fixed length. So record Retrieval of record can be a function of record size and recorded key and record key, that we will see later. Now come to the random access file. So far we have understood that if you want to create if you want to develop instant applications which will access the file randomly, you have to make sure that your record size should be fixed so that you can calculate that 5 records will take how many bytes. For example, I want to have a record for 20 bytes, right? So it will start from 0 to 19. The second record will start from 20 to 39, right? The fourth record will start from 40 to 59. This will be the record size. 20 bytes will be the record size. And third and fourth record will start from 60th byte, 60 to 79, right? So this is the way we understand that our records are written on random access files, right? And moreover, our random access files, when you are creating random access files, you have to make sure that your data should be written in the file in same way as it has been written on the memory, right? So in memory we write binary data that takes fixed record length. Similarly, on file the binary data will be written, and how you can write binary data on the file, that we will see. Using the binary data, if we will make sure that our file will write the binary data, then we can ensure that we can implement random access file, because binary data will take fixed record length. We will see certain functions here for random access files.